This competition is very unfair. It's one-on-one, but the competitors are a 13-year-old boy facing off against a 7-foot-tall NBA star. Tracy showed no concern, but the next second he was dribbled past by a kid who easily made a basket. The star player began to worry about the situation, and once again he was easily outplayed by the kid with a three-pointer. The basketball went straight into the hoop and the entire audience erupted in applause for Kevin. The player was embarrassed by all this, and this time he was determined to win. He asked the boy to start the game on offense. But the next second he was defeated again. The kid made a high jump straight to the basket, a perfect dribble. For a moment everyone was stunned, and then they stood up to applaud the young talent. Tracy was the star, but he was easily defeated by a 13-year-old boy. Everyone wondered how he could be so good. Well, it all started with his old sneakers. Kevin lived in an orphanage and loved basketball, but because he was short, he was often picked on by the other kids. Until one day the nuns brought donations for the children, and Kevin finally had a decent pair of basketball shoes. Interestingly, they were marked with the letters M and Joy. Kevin was in disbelief. The rescued Jack grabbed the sneakers and threw them hard, causing them to hang on the wires. That night there was a storm with lots of lightning and heavy rain, but Kevin could only think that those were the sneakers that Jordan wore, so he climbed up the tree in the middle of the rain and with great effort grabbed the shoe in the heavy rain. Suddenly a very powerful lightning bolt struck. The boy fell, but he was safe and sound. That night he was completely transformed. He had changed completely since he put on those sneakers. Everything was as if he had really become Jordan. He could do anything. The Cavs manager had a meeting with the director of the orphanage. They wanted to sign Kevin, but the director refused. He was hungry for money and only agreed when he heard the amount of the prize money he would receive. The 13-year-old boy then joined the team. The arena was packed to see the young prodigy, but the coach had no intention of putting Kevin in the game. He left him on the bench, but the Cavs were doing very poorly in that game. Kevin was excited to greet his idol and started cheering for him, but he was a player on the opposing team, so Kevin was pushed and hidden by his teammates. The next moment, the coach called a timeout, so he finally decided to put Kevin in the game, but he couldn't. He didn't have his sneakers.